Hey, how is everybody doing? Welcome back to the channel. First off, thank you guys so much for the support on the channel. As of recently, we were actually able to upgrade the lighting with that, so hopefully it looks good to you guys. Well, we got three things we need to seriously talk about in today's video. Harrison Smith and his contract extension. What the hell is going on with Wyatt Davis? Why didn't he play last year? We kind of got some upcoming news on him. And then Russell frickin' Wilson. Could he actually becoming the next quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings? Really unlikely, but obviously just another offseason trade speculation in La La Land for all us Vikings fans to get our hopes up. So anyways, let's get into it right now. All right, so Harrison Smith, he signed a 4-year extension for $64 million last season with a $9 million signing bonus. This contract, when it originally happened, my initial thoughts were like, all right, we're getting Harrison Smith for a couple more years. I'm never really going to put too much stock into it. But then after this past year and understanding the concept that Father Time is undefeated and watching a guy like Cam Bynum step up last season, Harrison Smith's going to need to restructure this. I mean, I'm not saying it's like a selfish thing because, hey, go get your money. Like, if Rick Spielman was dumb enough, which he was, to give you that extension, you got to take it. But I'm just nervous where I'm sitting at a point where Kwesi might be sitting up there and he might be thinking about how much money they could save with cutting a guy like Harrison Smith, which I really doubt will happen. But it's definitely something that's running through his mind. For his contract, I'm actually anticipating a huge restructure coming. I think Harrison Smith understands. He's been in the Vikings system for a while. It's going to be his 11th season next year, which is crazy to think about. But he's going into his later years. He's still in his prime. He still plays very good football, but he's definitely leaving his prime. And Father Time's knocking on the door any day now. So I think Harrison Smith, I think a restructure is coming. And I think it's going to be fairly soon before the draft, before the franchise tags and all that get underway. I mean, the franchise tags are underway, but before really free agency gets going, I think the Vikings are going to try to restructure this and just reason with them. I mean, just be like, you're making a lot of money. The thing that drives me crazy, safeties in the NFL, I really don't think they should ever eclipse more than $10 million a year. And that's just me. That's just how I would build my team. I think corners are way more valuable than a safety, and the Vikings just put way too much money into a position where, yes, we do have an all-pro. We do have one of our leaders there. But is he worth it? That's the question. So I do expect a Harrison Smith contract restructure coming soon. All right, so Wyatt Davis, the guard for the Minnesota Vikings, also known as the Big Ten, all-decade, think about that, all-decade guard in the Big Ten, Wyatt Davis, who didn't play a single snap last year, like a real snap on offense last season, and he apparently is in the absolute lab. There's been reports coming out from his trainer. He's hitting this like Michael Jordan mentality of just putting your nose down. I'm doing the work. I'm getting back to where I know I'm supposed to be. And the reason this fires me up is because when you have a guy like Wyatt Davis, he went to a Big Ten school, he went to Ohio State, he was the all-decade guard. He's the man. Like, he knows that. He knows he has the natural ability to go be a top guard in the NFL because he's done it before at the college level. He just needs to put that extra work in. And I'm super excited because I think with the new regime, I think we're going to see guys do stuff that maybe we haven't seen them do in years past. We might have guys, Wyatt Davis and Cam Dantzler are the two names that I automatically think of guys who have a ton of potential in young guys, but I didn't think the coaching staff really got the most out of both of them, and they didn't really use Wyatt Davis. So eyes out Wyatt Davis. I'm calling it right now. He's our starting right guard. He's going to make a Pro Bowl in his NFL career. I am fired up. I'm circling this about 1,000 times because we're going to remember this. Wyatt Davis, when you're accepting your Pro Bowl invitation next year, I'm going to come back to this video. All right, so here's another fun one we get to have in La La Land with Mr. Russell Wilson this time. So obviously there is some dissent between Russell Wilson and the Seahawks organization. He doesn't feel like he has been supported like the other franchise top 10 quarterbacks around the league, and he's unhappy, and maybe he wants to go somewhere with an offensive-minded coach with this guy right here, Justin Jefferson. So maybe he wants to switch it up. Maybe if he demands a trade, I really doubt the Seahawks will send him in conference, especially to us, since we kind of have history with Seattle. There's some sort of unspoken out-of-division rivalry that we have with Seattle. So him coming to us, I would put that as a 0.0001%. I understand that it could make sense for him to wanting to come here, but there's money. We have a quarterback who's making a lot of money, and I don't think Seattle would take on Kirk Cousins' contract. Maybe they would for a year to stay relevant and then move off him, because then it would just be a clear cap space. Who knows? Who knows what they're really thinking, but it's definitely something that's interesting. And for Russell Wilson to come in, I mean, again, when you just have that guy, like, every Sunday, like when you wake up as a Vikings fan recently, like, and you have Kirk Cousins as your quarterback, you're obviously not a little disappointed. You're just a little, you're worried on Sundays. And if you would get a guy like a Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson's been thrown around there, you just wake up every Sunday morning feeling like you have a chance because of that guy. Anyways, let me know what you guys think down below. Harrison Smith, Wyatt Davis, Russell Wilson. I want thoughts on all of them in the comments. Thank you guys so much for the love on the channel recently. It's been a ton of fun. See you guys next time. Skol Vikes.